Call to order the 898th meeting of the Board of Directors of MSAD 27. A roll call.
Keith Jandro.
Here.
Isabel Lozio.
Here.
Abby Pooler.
Here.
Toby Jandro.
Here.
Leroy McKenzie.
Here.
Gary Sibley.
Here.
Sarah Ashley.
Here.
Adjustments.
There are 3 adjustments, and if you look at the white sheet that I provided you, it has the updated agenda. Under committee reports, we will go into executive session to talk about the teacher negotiations. And then under new business, we're going to add an item D for award of snow removal contract and an item E for award of garbage solid waste removal contract.
Toby, do you have something you want to add?
Oh, I'd like to, when we go into executive session on the contract negotiations, I'd like to also, under the new hires, have a discussion about new hires, where we're gonna be negotiating those contracts as well. So we can do that at the same time.
So you can put contract negotiations and labor contracts.
Yeah.
Public participation, nothing. Approval of minutes for the 897th meeting on May 24th, 2021.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Superintendent's report.
I just have a really short update for you, and I did share the news with you when it did become available, but Governor Mills is set to end the executive's state of emergency June 30th, which means that even schools will no longer require all of the safety measures, face masking, social distancing, so on and so forth. So we did put out a memo to our employees that effective on Thursday, July 1st, there is no longer a requirement for face masks, face coverings. We will still encourage those unvaccinated people to use good judgment in whatever they're doing at work, not mandating it, but just using good judgment. And we will try to socially distance children, especially those 12 and under who have not had the chance to vaccinate over the summer break. And then we'll wait and see what happens throughout the summer regarding our fall guidance, but right now it looks like this will hold for our fall guidance as well. And we're one step closer to a more normal school year next fall, which is cause for celebration.
Then would we be continuing our temperature screening?
I think we're going to do that as a general rule,
screening.
practice rule, because you shouldn't be at school with a fever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a good screening tool for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
And we put a lot of money into those scanning units, so let's keep using them.
Mhm.
Administrator reports are attached.
Yeah, you did have some administrative reports, and I know that some of you had some questions regarding summer school and special ed numbers, so the administrators tried to highlight some of those questions you had in their reports. Peter also gave a good transportation summary as well as a facility summary. So thank you, administrators, for doing that. And 3 of them are here if you have questions.
I have a question for Jill on these, the 2021 STAR data numbers. Have you compared that to previous years? As far as meeting the SPG? Yeah, in like other normal years.
I didn't. I had to literally go and look at every.
Oh, okay.
There's no report that comes out like that.
Okay.
But I can, if you want to see
Well,
it next time. I don't mind doing that at all, to see if it's a normal pattern. Yeah, absolutely.
I guess I'm curious, but I'm also curious about moving forward. I guess you probably have a better handle on that.
No, it was,
without looking at
it
numbers.
was the first time I ever looked at it that way, so I can definitely go back and see if there's if it's consistently the
Yeah.
same.
I just thought I'm a numbers person, I thought they were interesting.
And I'm sure, Robbie, through historical tracking through our data teams, we could probably track historically what, you know, what those fall numbers are for the general population.
And I'm sure I can contact them as well and see if there's a report that we can generate from previous years.
Make things quick and easy, yeah.
Committee reports.
So we do have a negotiations committee update, and for that, I'd like to enter into executive session. It won't take long. I'd just like to update you on what occurred today.
Why don't, would you be open to moving that to the end of the meeting, so we don't have to let everybody leave?
We can do that as well.
I move to put that towards the end, after award of garbage solid waste removal contract.
All right.
Second.
Second by Keith.
All those in favor? Good. Items of business, new business.
We also have a facilities update
Oh.
under committee reports. I just wanted to let you all know that we did reach out to our facilities committee, and that's Keith and Sarah, to talk about the Fort Kent Elementary safety vestibule. When we originally had the safety vestibule quoted, and we had applied for that revolving renovation school loan fund, I believe the original cost was somewhere, Lucy, do you remember what the original bid was for that?
110 or 112?
110. We had a bid that was put forth for the work, and it came out to 200, and it was over 200,000. So instead of going back to the drawing board, what we did is we had put aside $50,000 in ESSER 1, or a CARES, one of the CARES Act projects, and at Sarah and Keith's recommendation, we also added some additional funds in ESSER 2 to make the cost difference, and this is simply because the cost of construction right now is through the roof. So we know the work needs to get done. We don't want to lose the renovating loan that we got previously, so this is the direction that we're gonna head in. So it's gonna be funded, it's not gonna be local, it does come out of a little bit of ESSER 2 funds.
Moving on to new business.
We do not have any retirements. We have a resignation, and I do have a letter that I provided you, a real short message from Louise Doobie, and she is resigning from her position as Fort Kent Elementary Ed Tech 3 one-on-one. So we need a motion to accept Louise Doobie's
So
resignation.
moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained?
Oh, sorry, I'm reading.
In favor?
Yes.
Unanimous?
We also got a resignation from one of our kindergarten teachers. This was something that we had been hearing a little bit about throughout the year, and weren't sure if it was actually going to happen, but Casey Roy did finally give her official resignation letter. She has a nice letter here, you know, just really highlighting that she's enjoyed her time here, but they're going to be putting all their eggs in their business, and Casey's going to be a big part of that. So Casey Roy is resigning from her position.
Do a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous?
Just notice I skipped over the part-time trip driver. We have a very short resignation statement from Charlie Ouellette, and Charlie has found other employment. So, motion to accept that one.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous?
Another one of our kindergarten teachers has decided that it's time to slow down a little bit, and you'll see it a little bit later. We've accepted a transfer to an ed tech position, so Lynn Sear has resigned from her kindergarten position.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
And then
Unanimous.
finally, we have a resignation from a special ed tech 3. Janelle Kelly is relocating out of state.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous?
So based on some of those resignations, we have accepted a transfer. Lynn's here did request to go into Janelle Kelly's position. No other ed techs looked to transfer into that position, so we did accept that transfer. Also, with the 2 kindergarten positions, Mr. Neto had, I believe, 5 in-house transfer requests, and so they conducted mini interviews with our current staff. And in the end, we have accepted the transfer of Michelle Dubois, who's transferring from grade 2 to kindergarten, and then Becca Daigle is transferring from pre-K to kindergarten. So we have accepted those transfers.
New hires, do you want to skip over that, Tobin?
Yeah, let's move that to everything else.
Yeah, after the executive.
Yep.
Move on to current openings.
And so our current openings, we do have the grade 2 teacher, that's Michelle Dubois' position, and the FKES pre-K teacher, which is Ms. Becca Daigle's position, and Mr. Neto did put a posting in last week. We already have 4 or 5 applicants to transfer to that. They're not teachers looking to transfer, they're actually ed techs, so we're not going to be hopefully looking to fill another teacher job. We'll hopefully be looking to fill in ed tech positions, but all of the ed techs that have applied for these 2 positions are certified or conditionally certified, which is great. So I believe his plan is to conduct interviews on Monday of next week, and hopefully we'll have those 2 positions filled. We have a trip driver position, we have a FKES special ed one-on-one. We have a CHS VRMS night custodian, and that's Todd Levac in his position. Todd's still with us, but is planning on leaving in September. So in order to get some help over the summer, we posted it to try to fill it sooner than later. And then also the accounts payable receptionist position, that's based on Meredith's resignation from last meeting that we had. So all of those hopefully will get filled, and then based on who we place in the grade 2 and pre-K, we might have some additional ed tech positions that will be posted as well. That's what we have right now.
And you're looking to allow to fill remaining vacancies?
Right, so in order to fill these and not wait till August 16, I'm just asking the board to allow me to not create new positions to fill, but fill these positions or anything that's created based on filling these, so that we can notify those people and fill those sooner than later. I would notify you guys via email that we've filled them, but I'm just looking to just avoid the, not avoid, but not prolong the hiring process, if that's okay with all of you.
Do you think we could do it where if you found somebody who wanted to fill it, you'd send us a note, and if any of us balk, we can pull together a quick
Sure.
meeting if there's an issue? Because
Yep.
just in case there's a problem.
Sure. Yep.
So maybe what, give us 3 days?
Sure.
And then if everybody's okay with it, then
We're good.
we're good?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Awesome.
Motion to accept?
Thank you.
And if
Second.
we need to meet, we'll.
Second?
Yep.
Second on Abby. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous.
And that takes us to the declaration and computation of votes for the school budget.
Read this out loud. You're gonna make the motion?
Which do I read? The whole
Read the whole thing out.
Oh, boys. Wait. Wait, all 3 of these?
Yep.
Okay. That the computation and declaration of votes dated June 21, 2021, and attached hereto be approved. That the computation and declaration of votes to be entered upon the records of the Maine School Administrative District Number 27. Further voted that a certified copy of the computation and declaration of votes be sent to each of the municipal clerks within the district. I don't know what else to say.
Just for the record, the total votes, there was 158 votes in total for the district, 107 in affirmative and 51 in the negative. So the board, the article has passed. That's it.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous.
snow removal and garbage.
Okay, we put out to bid a 3-year contract for snow removal. We had 2 bidders, and the value was that we had the J.R. Boucher and Son bid $28,000 year 1, $30,800 year 2, and $33,880 year 3. And JBBC bid $25,500 year 1, $26,000 year 2, and $26,500 year 3. So the low bid is JBBC, who is also our current provider for applicant, and we have no issue with it. A 0 increase year 1, 2% increase year 2, and 1.9% increase year 3. So really good bid. So we would be looking to approve the low bid in this case.
Lucy, does the snow removal contract also clear the entrances?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
To the extent that it removes it from a snowstorm. They don't come in throughout the day and clear
Okay.
the doorways for us.
If I remember right, that wasn't always the case, though, right?
Correct. In the last few years, the contractor actually has a box scraper, so he's able to get a lot closer than before, so we're having him.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous.
And for trash and garbage removal, we had 1 bidder, Deshane Sanitation. And the bids are year 1, $2,700, year 2, $2,820, and year 3, $2,940 for Fort Kent Elementary. He only bid 1 year for Valley Rivers Community High School. I will be reaching out to him to see if he plans on continuing for the 3 years. It was a $2,700 bid, and bus garage at $300 a year. So total increase from prior year is about $180 for this next year, which is about 7%. So recommend awarding to the current bidder.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. The motion to move into executive.
Move to go into executive session and discuss the things we set forth at the beginning of the meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?